Hello, welcome to Just the Dis. My name is Brian. We talk about Blu-rays here. And for this little episode, I am talking about some martial arts films, martial arts related films that I've added to my collection recently. And I'm going to start with a couple from 88 Films, who have a really wonderful collection of Asian cinema movies that I highly recommend if you haven't checked out their Jackie Chan releases. They have tons of great stuff. Anyway, this is a real gem, The Chinese Boxer, starring Jimmy Wang Yu, who also wrote and directed the film. And it is just dynamite, just great stuff. And it's sort of the story of a martial arts school, which Jimmy Wang Yu's character is a part of, that gets attacked by these sort of thugs, and his master is killed, and it becomes like a tale of revenge that his character is taking on these various thugs, and it is just so dynamic and so, I don't know, really cool to watch. There's a really great commentary on this Blu-ray from the always excellent Sam Deegan. I like to hear her on all kinds of genres. I've heard her on horror and, noir and classic comedy and now martial arts. And she has a lot of really cool stuff to say about the movie. I think there's a lot of things about it that were sort of not, I don't want to say revolutionary, but different than what the Shaw Brothers were doing. This is a Shaw Brothers film. They had been focused a lot on swordplay films and not so much on films about hand-to-hand combat. And so this movie is a step in that direction, into the direction of the 70s kung fu that we would sort of, I think, come to associate with what kung fu films are. They're movies with people fighting each other, flying through the air, wire work. There's lots of cool stuff in this, and it's got just some incredible stunts and incredible action, and choreography is just off the charts. And it's really, really well directed by Jimmy Wang Yu, and apparently he really had to fight with the Shaw Brothers to get this made. Like, basically, I think he almost had to threaten to quit to get them to agree to let him to direct this movie and make this film. And it was a big success, of course, but it would be his last movie with them, if I understand it correctly. And this film came out before The Big Boss, the Bruce Lee film, and it seems like there could have been some influence maybe between the two of them, possibly. That's Sam's take. She also talks about Jimmy Wang Yu bringing like sort of various styles of martial arts to this movie, and just his general approach. She talks about his history, the one-armed swordsman being a big breakout for him a few years before. She talks about the Shaw Brothers in general, compares them to sort of Hammer Studios, and that they use a lot of the same actors and did a lot of the same kinds of movies, and talks about them in comparison to Golden Harvest, which is kind of I think a spin-off company, a spin-off in terms of one of the producers from the Shaw Brothers, I think, went over to start Golden Harvest, if I'm remembering correctly. And this film is one, as I said, that definitely has much more of a focus on hand-to-hand combat, and just instead of the traditional wuxia films that they Shaw Brothers were doing at the time. But there's all kinds of great historical stuff about Jimmy Wang Yu in here, and him, talking about how little he was paid by the Shaw Brothers and how he was, living at home when he was making successful films for them and crazy stuff like that. But anyway, so this movie just really, really great in terms of its butt-kickingness. And, Jimmy Wang Yu's character, the setup is he is initially defeated by these thugs and then goes for revenge. And there's, one of the more memorable sequences is he plunges his hands into some hot coals to toughen them up, and then he wears like these oven mitts almost for most of the movie, and he wears a mask, which is interesting to see somebody wearing a mask in the time of COVID now. But yeah, great movie, just incredible action, highly, highly recommended. One of my favorite releases as part of the Asia collection from 88 Films. And yeah, so you have your slipcase, You have a nice little poster of the new artwork. You have your booklet, which is great. 88 Films, again, one of those companies that gets what collectors like. So you have this booklet, essay, and some colors, photographs and stuff. Very nice stuff. You have reversible artwork if you want. Again, all the things that we like as collectors. And I'll just go through the features. As I mentioned, the Sam Deegan commentary, which I really enjoyed. And then you also have, it's an HD remaster from the original 35mm negatives. Newly translated English subtitles, commentary with Sam Deegan, I mentioned. Open Hand Combat, interview with journalist David West. Wang Chi at Shaw, interview with Wang Chi by Frederick Ambrosine. Hammer of God TV spot, etc., etc. But a nice special edition Kung Fu Blu-ray release from 88 Films. That's Chinese Boxer. And then following that, I have Disciples of Shaolin. And this one is from 1975, I want to say. Whereas Chinese Boxer is from 1970. So this is a little later cycle film, and this one bears, again, bringing the Big Boss back into the conversation, this one bears a lot of similarities in my mind to the Big Boss, in that you have a country sort of boy, man, going to work at, in this case, a textile factory, and dealing with some bad stuff that's going on there, basically. It says another Kung Fu vehicle from the infamous Shaw Brothers studio delivers a typically power-packed Hong Kong tale of enemy gangs and super cool fight scenes. When Shaolin disciple Kung Fu Yi, Fu Sheng, takes a job at a textile factory, he soon becomes embroiled in a bitter, violent clash with rival Manchu clan who run the neighboring mill. As well as delivering some impressive martial arts set pieces, Disciples of Shaolin also provides a political punch underlining the abuse of workers and the corruption of cruel bosses. Fast, fierce, and thought-provoking, this is a must for collectors of extreme Asian cinema. So another one with a very nice little slipcase. Again, poster and booklet. These are nice. You know, it's not super thick, but you know, essay with interviews and good stuff. And I like the inclusion of the poster. And then, of course, we have, again, alternate artwork for this one as well. This one also has a commentary with Sam Deegan. It also has another commentary with Asian cinema experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. And then a new interview with Jamie Look by Frederick Ambrosine again. And yeah, so some nice features for this one, and it's a nice companion piece to Chinese Boxer. I think watching these in close proximity would be a fun thing to do. But definitely, again, check out the 88 Films Asian Cinema collection, as there's tons of great stuff, and I really like the Jackie Chan movies they put out in that line. And then I've just got a couple pickups here. I haven't even opened these yet. I just got these. These are from Eureka. I picked them up through, I think, Diabolic DVD. And this one is Duel to the Death. And I don't know too much about it, except it looks completely awesome. And I just had to grab it. This is Region B lock. These are, of course, Region A and B, so they're, domestically fine to play. This one requires, actually the next two, I think, require a region-free player. And this one says, every 10 years, a duel is held between the finest Japanese and Chinese martial artists to determine whose swordsmanship is superior. During the Ming Dynasty, as the next duel approaches, the chosen candidates are caught in the middle of a battle between ninjas and Shaolin monks. Only Duel to the Death will settle the country's conflicts and stop the bloodshed. Known for his classic film, A Chinese Ghost Story, as well as directing Tsui Hark's The Swordsman Saga, this debut feature from director Ching Su-tung is filled with dazzling visuals and astonishing martial arts choreography. And he would later choreograph action sequences for Zhang Yimou's acclaimed Hero, House of the Flying Daggers, and Curse of the Golden Flower. Duel of Death comes to Blu-ray for the first time in the UK with a brand new 2K restoration. So maybe this is available in the States. I don't know, but I like Eureka and I love what they do, so I had to snag it from there. Let's see. Original film element, 2K restoration, original Cantonese audio, optional English dubbed audio, optional English subtitles, newly revised for this release. Brand new feature-length audio commentary by Asian film expert Frank Zhang. An interview with Manfred Wong. An extensive interview with screenwriter covering his involvement in Duel to the Death and his illustrious and varied career in the Hong Kong entertainment industry. Dual Identity, an archival interview with actors Norman Shu Sukung. Let's see, Flora Chung on Duel to the Death, archival interview with actress Flora Chung, still galleries, etc., etc. So I'm looking forward to this one. This looks like it's going to be quite cool. So that's Duel to the Death. And by the way, I believe both of these include English dub tracks as well as original language tracks. English, Mandarin, English Mandarin. Yep. Yeah. In case that's a thing for you, if you like to watch your Kung Fu movies dubbed or not. And then the next one from Eureka is Encounter of the Spooky Kind. This is directed and starring Sammo Hung. I was inspired to get this one when my friend Phil Blankenship programmed Encounter of the Spooky Kind. I think it's Encounters of the Spooky Kind 2, like the sort of sequel to this, at the New Beverly in October. And I realized I'd seen neither film. I need to see both, but this one had a nice Blu-ray from Eureka, so I picked it up. And this is a defining film in Hong Kong genre cinema. Encounter of the Spooky Kind blended kung fu, special effects, and Chinese folklore to invent a whole new subgenre of Asian cinema, the Jiangxi film, which only a few years later would spawn the iconic and hugely successful Mr. Vampire, which I also have on Blu-ray. Sammo Hung plays Big Guts Shung. That's great. A man well known for his local village. In his local village for his lack of fear. His reputation is soon put to the test after he is tricked into spending the night in a temple full of spirits, zombies, and vampires. So this is a bit different than the other films in that it's a combination of supernatural and martial arts elements. Not content with delivering a bucket load of supernatural chills and thrills, Sammo also delivers some of the finest action choreography of his career. Eureka Classics is proud to present Encounter of the Spooky Kind on Blu-ray for the first time in the UK for a brand new 2K restoration. So this one, Cantonese audio, alternate Cantonese audio, English dubbed audio, a couple different versions of each. And this has a brand new feature-length audio commentary by Asian film expert Frank Zhang again, archival interview with Sammo Hung, alternate English opening, etc., etc. So fun stuff. Again, Eureka also doing some cool Asian cinema releases, and I'm a big fan of them, and I don't talk about them nearly enough on the channel. I'm always sort of falling behind with their releases, but I was glad to pick up those. And then I got one more from Kino in this case, and this is sort of a follow-up to their really awesome 3D Blu-ray release of the film Dynasty, which I couldn't find my copy handy, but definitely if you're into crazy martial arts films, Dynasty totally wins that category. And if you have a 3D TV, it is truly one of the best 3D films I've seen in forever. And this is right up there with it. This is done in conjunction with the 3D Film Archive, who do impeccable work, and I always enjoy their releases. And so this film comes in both the regular Blu-ray 3D and Anaglyph 3D, and the same thing goes for Dynasty. I think you can do the Anaglyph if you want. I can't remember if Dynasty did this. I think they did. This also includes 3D shorts. But this one is from the director of Dynasty, and the eye-popping martial arts extravaganza set near the turn of the 18th century in China. 13 women trained to become nuns after they are ravaged by bandits. A mastery of Kung Fu is required before the women finish their training, because of course. And after they leave the temple, the nuns head out for vengeance. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, it is some vengeance for sure. I mean, talk about some crazy action awesomeness. This is just, yeah, really, really fun stuff, I gotta say. 3D martial arts films are definitely something I hadn't experienced until recently, and I absolutely love them. And yeah, so this is a really nice version of this. It looks good, and it's just a blast to watch. So I do hope some of my viewers still have 3D TVs, because it's best enjoyed in Blu-ray 3D if you can. But the anaglyph works too, definitely, if you want to go old school. So this one is an absolute good time. Revenge of the Shogun Women in 3D. So that is it for this martial arts related Blu-ray update. Let me know if you've checked any of these out, if these are things that you enjoy, and if you want to recommend any martial arts Blu-rays, recent ones, I'd love to get those below as well. Please like and subscribe if you could. That would be wonderful. And thank you for your time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.